think Anthony Joshua is a natural fighter. And he didn't start boxing until he was quite old. He didn't box as a child like I did from 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. So he finds it hard when he's up close in punching range, just letting shots go subconsciously because he hasn't got that experience from being a young child amateur, like 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old, because he never boxed at that age. So because he finds it difficult, I don't think he enjoys it. So this is why I think he's adopted to get behind his jab and box and stay out of harm's way and try and win these fights at the end of his jab. Why he's adapted his boxing style to opt to try and box and move. And Rob McCracken said to him before the Usyk fight, you can't try and outbox this guy. You can't box him. Yep. It's not going to work. You can't outbox somebody who's a cruiserweight who's lighter than you because they're going to be faster than you. You know he's more skillful. 300 odd amateur fights, only lost 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Undisputed unified cruiserweight champion. So you're a foot taller and you've got longer reach and you're 2, 3 stone heavier. Get on him, lean on him, punch him, smash his head in. I don't want to be aggressive, but this is a barbaric sport. And you have to be aggressive. You have to push it on him and let them know they're in deep water. And AJ never did that against Usyk. And I don't think now he's got the confidence or the self-belief to get in there and stick it on his opponent. And that's what he needs to do. Certainly before he jumps in there with someone like Deontay Wilder, who is an absolutely brutal animal. He's a machine. And he looks to just hit you on the chin with that big right hand and rendering you unconscious as early as possible.
And those are the words of Carl Froch as he gives his assessment of Anthony Joshua and the origin and the reason why Anthony Joshua won't engage. Well, Carl Froch is a guy that knows Joshua very well. He's a guy that trained under Joshua along with Rob McCracken, as we guys know. And he is actually right. Joshua was a type of person that went in and destroyed his opponent. And he really believed in his jab at first. And his jab set up his other punches. Now his jab is the go-to and it's the be-all in most situations. Unless he gets to the point where it's safe enough to throw shots. Now, I believe that's the significance of Joshua. I think because he wasn't a kid when he started and he was able to catch on very quickly as a young adult, that and then do so much that he's done, unified twice and overcome adversity, by Andy Ruiz. But I think Andy Ruiz took place in him believing that he shouldn't engage anymore because he doesn't want the same result. I think that fear of getting chinned and the way he felt, I don't think that he liked that. I think that terrified him, and I think he wants to fight smarter because he doesn't want to be put in that same position, okay? Now, as far as Alexander Usyk's involved, what Rob McCracken told him, you can't box this guy. Well, I told people that a long time ago, and people thought I was nuts. Everybody was just, the AJ fanboys were like, hey, yeah, no, he won't. He can beat Usyk as soon as he catches him. Yeah, he's going to knock him out. What are you, crazy? He's a cruiserweight. He doesn't even belong up here. You guys remember that? And I said if Joshua tries to box Usyk, he will lose. And then people thought I was crazy until they witnessed Usyk put on a boxing clinic and then up the ante round after round and got more aggressive on Joshua. And I think that being outboxed versus being and the pressure being put upon him was too much for him to bear. Okay. Now, we know Carl Froch has other interior motives and reasons why he doesn't like Joshua, but this is right on the money. See, the type of Joshua we have now, he would probably get chinned by Wilder because he would give Wilder too much space. And he would give him the time, and that space creates the time because you're sitting back. And that's all Wilder needs. All he needs to do is land one shot. And that one shot may well be enough to knock you right on out. Versus the Joshua of old, I think Joshua back in the day would have upped the ante. Because, see, Wilder doesn't fight on the inside like anybody shorter like Andy Ruiz did has to. Wilder's a long-rangey point guard, and he throws that right like a sniper. So if Joshua's trying to play the same thing, well, I'm going to use my jab and box him and sit back and play it safe. You're exactly where Wilder wants you to be. He wants you to be far enough from him so he can shoot and launch that right hand. And that could be dangerous. See, with someone like Deontay Wilder, Wilder has to be pressured. And when you pressure him, you have to keep in mind he could catch you coming in as well as going out. Okay? Look what he did to Helenius. Helenius was running in trying to score a shot, trying to see what Deontay Wilder still has, because he never really hit Wilder. Okay? So at the end of the day, at the very end of the day, you have to fight Wilder like Tyson Fury did. And I think the older Joshua, with the style and the mentality that he had, would have gave Wilder fits and took him out. And all you have to do is bring it to Wilder. But that comes at a price, or at a possible price, from you getting chinned, because that's the only attack he has against someone that fights on the inside. He only has the right coming in, just like he did Dominic Breazeale, Robert Helenius, Arthur Spilka. You know, these guys all got chinned because they were trying to get in. So, as far as Froch says, you know, the confidence and everything else, I think that's coming from instincts of not putting himself in the same situation. But then again, you know, this could all be fueled by envy, right? Because it was jealousy. Now it's envy, because now it's Carl's wanting to be where he was at. But Carl is a fighter that's been fighting a very long time, and you do have to bring yourself to a certain place mentally to win fights, and I don't think Anthony Joshua is willing to go there anymore. I think he's trying to play it safe, but with some fighters, you can't do that. You can't be this tentative kind of hesitant fighter. You have to take it to your opponent and throw that Andy Ruiz loss right out of the window. But you guys tell me what you think of Carl Froch's assessment of Anthony Joshua. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!